When I came in here, you were retrieving this for an orifice.
I was. Well,
and it's both shattered and melted.
I don't know my own strength, and I went like that, and it just disintegrated in my powerful hand.
It must just be such
Not
an
the shaking one,
such an old pen.
but the no. Yeah, it just like it's all brittle.
That's what happens to the best of us. We get brittle. God, I'm getting a sneeze.
Don't. I like your chairman Mao with the red eyes.
Yeah.
It's very good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk in Scotland.
Hold on. I'm just kidding. Now, you
doing?
gifted this to me yesterday.
Oh my God.
Now, Sprite, nobody can drink a whole bottle of Sprite. It's a gaseous juice. You've not seen
I had a Fanta the other day and got about 3 drinks out of it and can drink
You know
anymore.
why I don't drink Fanta?
Why?
It's Nazi Coke.
What?
You've been drinking Fanta all this time.
I've never had Fanta before. I had it yesterday.
That seems unlikely to me. When Coca-Cola, bastions of morality,
Yeah.
when the Nazis got a right foothold in Germany, they thought,
Oh.
we'll maybe pull out of Germany. Kind of like they did with the Russians.
Okay.
So Russia pulled out, so there was no Coca-Cola, even though Hitler loved a bit of Coca-Cola.
Oh.
So one of the kind of functionary guys, I believe I might be wrong this, they'd worked for Coca-Cola in Germany.
Right.
He invented Fanta. So Fanta is a Nazi alternative
Well,
to Coke.
yesterday was the first time. No, not yesterday. The day before was the first time I've had it.
That's
since
so
I was,
gassy.
Since I was a kid.
That's got more gas than you and I do combined.
Oh my God. And I didn't like it because the bubbles felt sharp. It didn't like
You
it.
know, I go on about young people today, and they don't wear socks because
Yeah.
they're itchy,
Yeah.
and they don't wear belts because they're tight in their wee tummy wummies.
Yeah.
You're a precursor to all of this.
I like to think
You
so.
were God's first attempt at Gen X, Gen Z, Gen Millennials.
I don't know where.
What's the latest lot called?
I don't know. I don't keep up with it.
Generation Beige.
Generation. I think you'll find we're all the same.
No, very
think-
drastically different.
I think you'll find.
My mum and dad love. This is what you know a boomer. Boomers like jam shed wine.
No, okay.
They like going to the municipal tip.
I
And
like
they're-
that.
Well, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a wobbly foot in both camps.
Yes.
And they like going to Dobie's garden centres.
I hate that.
My mum and dad could go. If my mum and dad had half a breeze block, if they had some dust, like a small sachet, you know those
A
little...
sachet.
A sachet. A sachet.
A sachet. Mm-hmm.
You know a sachet. You know the little things you get soy sauce in, the wee fish.
Yeah.
If my mum and dad had that filled with dust,
Mm-hmm.
they would drive up to the dump to just get rid of that.
I
That's the
kind of do
boomer.
that as
That's
well.
the
I've
boomer
got
way.
I've got half a bag to
I
go.
think sometimes I think they look at each other, and my mum will think he could lose that leg, and I could get it up to the dump. They're
Well,
thinking
you
about
see,
they're thinking about pruning each other.
I feel when I'm throwing a bin out, you feel kind of manly.
I'm obsessed with bins.
I know, but
And
you
there's
start
nothing-
wars with
There's
bins.
nothing more satisfying than when I put the brown bin out the other day, filled with trimmings.
Okay.
Put it down, goes away. You know modern society's working when your bin gets taken away.
Ours don't.
Exactly, but you're end of town, you know.
No, yeah, I know.
I was watching this morning.
Right.
This is a modern generation.
Oh my God.
It just makes me
Let's
laugh.
go off to a start.
Doctor Who
Okay.
is a children's show.
Yes.
I loved Doctor Who as a child.
Okay.
I can remember we had a black and white television. This is the time with Tom Baker, and there was a news.
Oh,
And it was coming down the stairs. In the black and white telly, it was black and white. In the colour telly the following week, holy fuck, it's like tangerine or translucent green. Terrifying stuff.
scary stuff. Okay.
Now I'm an adult. I don't watch Doctor Who. It's not for me.
I don't watch either.
A long time ago. I've
Okay.
never watched Doctor Who since I got pubes.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
This morning,
46.
BBC, as the BBC's want to do, BBC likes nothing better. It says it's a non-commercial channel, right?
Okay.
Now, I like the BBC more than you do.
I hate
It
it.
says it's non-commercial. They've flogged Doctor Who to the Disney Corporation.
A non-commercial.
A non-commercial
Yeah, exactly.
enterprise. Well known. So Doctor Who used to be Monster of the Week. So as a child, you'd see a scary monster each week. It's dropped
Okay.
on Disney, the full fucking series. So it's not each week it's coming out. They're walloping it on.
Okay.
And they're doing the same in BBC iPlayer. It kind of loses something.
Now, did I hear one of them came out and it was like at midnight it came out or something?
But people will be queuing to watch
And it's
it.
like,
It's like I went to art school with a guy that
ridiculous.
queued for fucking tickets for Bewitched. Can the band Bewitched?
Jesus, he had a
And,
thing for
and
it.
we
then.
said
Oh.
they're shit, and he goes, "You guys are so close-minded." We said, "No, that's a really shit." No, but
Oh.
so what's his name was on that the guy who's Russell T Davis. He's an
Okay, yeah,
engaging guy.
Yeah.
But he's talking. There was a deadness behind his eyes because it's corporation, and he's having to justify why he's doing all this. And what he says is, we've gone. Doctor Who could be a bit creepy. Like there's a YouTube episode where it's just Tom Baker killing shit,
Oh, brilliant.
and they've got can that film Office Space?
Yeah.
Can that song they play when they're smashing
Yeah.
up the computers? There's that song in Doctor Who killing stuff. He says now it's bolder, it's brighter, it's smiley.
Oh, God.
So they've obviously sat him down and says, right, it's a Disney corporation.
We need it bolder, brighter, and we need a universe.
And a guy,
We need a big arc and
but
stories.
it showed you the clip when it's got, what's his name with the hair? The Scottish laddie. He was Doctor Who.
Okay, I know you mean.
Not Peter Capaldi.
No, the other one. I
The
know you
younger
mean.
one.
Yeah,
Who's very good as an actor when he plays creeps.
because he probably is.
Yes. No, so he plays weird characters. He's in, I think, Jessica Jones, and he was a horror.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
good
so-
in that. But he's in Doctor Who, and you know what's happening with Doctor Who? God, this is a man that says it's not for me.
I
but
don't know what's happening.
Doctor Who now. There's two of them now.
What?
Can now Doctor Who each time would become a new Doctor Who.
Yeah.
The split. So Scottish guy. They're both Scottish. The
But
new
it's small
guy,
now.
the black guy.
Is there
No,
only
they've
two?
not got smaller.
They're just
They've split, but kept
both
their,
normal
kept their
size.
integrity. Yeah.
But one would be hollow.
No, they're both the same.
Doesn't make sense.
So there's a bit where they're like that. They're coming out of each other's bodies.
What?
Like they're like conjoined twins. And the guy goes, push, push. Will it work? Push. And the two of them are just, the smiles were absolutely the stuff of terror.
What is this? Is this real?
And they go, and they
Wait.
push each other away.
Are you bullshitting me?
No. So there's Doctor Who. Now, there's the Disney Doctor, the Scottish laddie, black kid, and he's travelling the universe and he's fun adventures. But meanwhile, David Tennant
That's
is in
all.
a Kunsthaus in Sheffield.
What? What is that?
There's
Are
two.
you-
There's two.
Wait, this is a lie.
No, it's not.
You're winding me up.
No, I'm not. He's semi-retired and he's living with that horrible ginger-haired actor, Catherine Tate.
Is this real?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they've written. This is the way they've Disneyfied it.
They've Disneyfied it by, I don't know what the plan is. They're, they may be thinking, yeah, so it's going to go off in two directions. You'll have the BBC Doctor Who, and then there's going to be the international one that's all smiley. It's cheery. The modern world,
And bold.
Russell T Davies said, there's a lot of trouble in the world, and people don't like the darkness anymore. We want something fun. He kept saying fun, like somebody had electrodes in his bollocks.
He's got to repeat it.
Keep
Keep
saying
that
fun,
word in it.
Russell. Corporate stuff so fucking awful. There's like that Disney. You know me. I like Star Trek, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm currently watching. God, this is a funny old.
I'll
We'll
sit
just
back.
go with it.
I'll sit back.
I watched, as you did as well. We watched
Yes.
The Next Generation.
In lockdown.
Lockdown.
Whole lot
Loved
of
it.
them.
Kept me sane.
Tin
I'll-
Man is as good as it was
You loved
30
it.
years ago.
Loved it.
Brilliant.
Watched Voyager recently. Watched through it. Kind of enjoyed it.
Okay.
The Herodians. There's some randy shit.
There's
Catherine Janeway's got the strong kind of jaw I like.
I like a jaw with a sort of
Yeah.
weird voice.
709. Just I like the blatancy. They've just replaced one woman and got a different woman with a bigger arse.
Wonderful.
It was corporate. So sometimes corporate can
It
be
can
good.
work.
It can work.
Yeah.
I'm now watching Deep Space Nine.
Oh, fuck off. It's Coronation Street in space.
No, the thing is,
It's shit.
that's what you've forgotten. It's not.
It is.
It's
It's shite.
it's actually not.
It's-
It's actually
What? It's
it's,
what?
it's all suicide bombs and horror.
You know
It's-
what it is?
it's fun-
boring.
No, it's fundamentalists and talk. They're all getting taught.
See, this is the stuff you like.
They
I don't
assassinate this. Oh,
I hate it.
It's
I
dark.
hate it.
It's too dark
It's
for
like
you.
doing it in a shed.
No, it's
terrible.
It's a Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, but it
station.
feels small.
It does.
It's shit. It feels
but
claustrophobic.
that's
I
the
want
whole point.
spaceships.
It's dark and torturous. People are getting fucking their nipples cut off, sanded down. There's a guy that's made out of spunk that's going about making decisions.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
he's
you.
a policeman.
It's going about. They keep saying, "I'm getting to the box," and there's a scene. They put a box on the floor, and he just goes. He's to concentrate, as you'd imagine. He goes, and he just goes, and he turns into a big piss stream
He
It's glorious.
was well aware of the stuff I made. The actor really
He died
liked
soon
it.
after.
Yeah, soon after he saw it.
Aubergine.
Yeah,
René Aubergine.
that's him. Something like that.
He's in one of the. He's in a police academy when they go to.
Oh, the mission to Moscow.
No, the one on the beach.
The one on the jet skis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the
Yeah.
villain.
it's terrible.
René Aubergine.
Is it Aubergine?
I think so.
I'll just say call him. Let's just call him that.
René. He's not going. He's not going to change.
He's not going to.
it,
He's
no,
not going to
He's not going to
complain.
complain. No.
Let's go on with one text. Oh my god. Let's get my
Just one.
just one
Oh,
today. One
well,
text.
tomorrow I'm saving this show. I'm saving it. I've come up with a strategy. Tomorrow, we're doing something.
We're doing something
I'm
special
saving the
this
show.
week.
I'm going to save it.
We're doing something special.
I'm the
this week.
reason it's failing, but I'm also I'm going to be the destroyer and the saviour. I'm the alpha and the
You've
omega.
got a new energy for it, and something is happening tomorrow.
Well, it's
Um,
about to be my birthday, and I'm trying to just. I feel I'm waning.
and
so I'm-
thankfully it's happening tomorrow because I'll probably need 3 days to edit it. But
will we?
something.
Just we film ever. Will we have to block
I've still-
out folks' faces?
No,
No, it's fine.
we're in public, and it's still. Don't worry, we'll get to it.
Loads of bad language. It's going to
Yes.
be wild. We've got a special guest, Blot's
Oh
God.
God,
coming
no,
up.
I wouldn't even.
Oh, can you
I
imagine?
wouldn't do
There's
it.
a new guy, rat guy. Oh, fuck knows.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Ear toot here. So, what do you guys think of the ZX Spectrum hitting 40 years of age?
I've no idea what that is.
It's the Spectrum, the computer.
Don't know. What is it?
Boyfley, give me his computers, and I've got
What's a
Spectrums.
ZX Spectrum?
It's a computer. They're made in Dundee.
What is it? What, like? You
I
play
think that
game-
answers your
You
question.
play games on it.
But yeah, you could do lots of other things, but you didn't. You just played games that
Is
were
that
very
like
difficult.
is that like a PewDiePie? What's those little computers you build yourself? An Apple Pie, a Jizzy. There's a summon
No,
pie.
a ZX Spectrum was a computer that I can't believe I'm even fucking saying this.
No,
to
tell
you.
me about it. I'm fascinated. Hold on.
They were made in Dundee.
Uh-huh.
We used to steal
Exclusively in
them. We'd
Dundee.
yeah, and
Oh,
we'd sell
fuck.
them,
Uh-huh.
and that was it.
Hold on, are they the ones with the soft keys?
That's it.
I had a computer with hard keys, and my mate had one with soft keys.
Okay,
But my one had a voice thing you could put in "fuck the Pope," and it would say it in a funny voice.
right. Here's what you've found out. You've asked our opinion on it being 40 years old,
Yeah,
and you go, "Oh wait a minute, is that the one with the soft keys?"
that's all I know
That's the
about
depth.
it.
And I done a show.
Hmm.
What was the show called? On the
No idea.
Spectrum.
People have forgotten.
On the
about it.
Spectrum, I
Folk have
forgot
forgotten.
already. On the Spectrum, where I would review games set in the 80s, and I'd review games and stuff, and everyone thought I was a bit of an expert
Were
on
these
it.
the first home
And this
computers?
was me, yeah. And I was really pretending I wasn't an expert. I didn't have a fucking clue,
No, you don't be in it.
not a clue about them.
No.
And I went to Blackpool and I met some people because I was in character, and they met me.
Oh no,
And they started asking questions about Spectrums.
Jesus!
So when they said something about the chips in it, I said, with that chip, when I did initially open it, I was surprised how little water I found in it. And I would make little jokes to get out of not knowing what they were talking about at any stage. I didn't have a fucking clue.
You promised me.
Yeah.
Well, at 4 years into this show, would have culled all those computery people from the system.
No, they keep us going.
They keep going.
They're
Are
our
they-
lifeblood.
Are they still our spine? Are they still the glands?
No, and I'm a computery person.
No, you're not really.
But now I have Spectrums.
I've seen your computer
Boyfleet,
space.
give me
Every time I chop in the door, there's a noise. There's a wet noise.
No,
there's
that's
a moist noise.
downstairs. I'm surrounded by
Behind
several
these little
screens.
creepy screens.
I've got my
bathes
Xbox.
everything in a slightly orangey light.
Oh, I do. But
Ugh.
hold on. At home,
Oh yeah, okay.
I've got a lovely computer, gaming computer. I've got my Xbox, and it's wonderful.
If God had meant you to have a computer,
Yeah, you don't know where you're going with
No,
that because
no.
we'll have them.
because yeah,
No, I love
I
gaming.
remember. I know that's the difference.
And I'm going to say, wait, before we'll go back to
Aye.
the question.
Oh, aye.
Hitting 40 years old, people are still making Spectrums, new versions of them. They've still got a whole scene around
Oh, is
it,
this
which
people
is
that
unexpected.
like stuff that's shitter? It's like
Yes.
people that still listen to vinyl.
On the
Retro
on
kinda
the
stuff.
show, I would say,
Mhm.
you hated Commodore because
Mhm.
there's two kinds of people. You got the Commodore 64 or the ZX Spectrum, and if you're at the
What's the
ZX Spectrum,
difference?
well, the Commodore was a lot better,
Okay.
but we didn't have that. We had the Spectrum, so you had to stick to your guns. That these really grotesque.
Was it like VHS and
having-
Betamax?
Yeah, but you took a side.
But saying that Betamax was superior to VHS, but VHS
Yes.
just had the numbers.
That's it.
It's all irrelevant now.
It's all irrelevant. But this
Nobody
is
knows what a tape is.
no, not at all.
My mum bought all the Disney films for future grandchildren
On tape.
tape. So they're
Just,
she doesn't take them to the fucking dump, I notice.
I think you
She
should.
thinks they're going to be
I
worth
think
money.
you should. They
Oh,
won't.
that's interesting.
Well,
no, we
they're
had them. It shows you the difference.
Okay.
We had a Commodore 64. It had hard keys.
Yes.
And
Beautiful
all I'd
keyboard.
make it was to make swear words.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can remember one game, which was a fireman, and you would put out fires. And it was shit.
Oh,
And it took so long to load the games.
yes.
Either way, and I'd lose interest. The computer guys would sit there listening to the noise like it was fucking
I
bird
did
song.
enjoy it.
There was a guy who was at school. We had the same pair of trousers all the way through school. He loved computers, and I believe he's a computer kind of guy now. He's quite wealthy on it.
Mm-hmm.
Quite wealthy on it.
Well, because of the show that it did,
Mhm.
even though it was very silly, there was a sort of belief in some people that understood old
Yeah,
computers
no.
or retro stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And it wasn't. I'd done it so I could do a
You've-
joke.
You started lying to them, and you've lied to them.
And I've lied ever since.
Mhm.
But now I have a collection of Spectrum games. I have a couple of Spectrums, and occasionally I put them on, and I do really enjoy it now.
Though I've said this before. The last game I ever played was Pac-Man. I've looked into it. It's not strictly true.
Oh,
I had that Nintendo little thing.
oh yeah, you play
that,
that.
played the Greenhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I was given that when I broke my leg in a horrific car accident. I was in hospital for about 12 weeks. And I got very, very good at that.
Oh,
I top
that's
scores on that. And a friend of ours who does he still listen to the show?
I'm sure he does.
Never heard from him for a while.
No, not for a while.
to
We'll
reach
have to
out.
get in touch.
And he fixed it for me.
He did.
And it's up and running. And I still play it from time to time. But yeah, I just don't have time. And as I said, I'm not getting into computer games now.
But that's my decompressing
You told me
time.
the other time it's 100 hours. No. That's
That
not,
minimum.
that's not happening.
Minimum.
I'm not giving up 100 hours to anything.
I don't know.
I watched that fucking Rebel
Oh, God,
Moon
that's so
film,
mad.
the second one.
Yeah, I heard it's
And
bad.
I suddenly, afterwards, I had a meltdown because I thought, I've wasted like 2 hours. I don't have 2 hours.
I'd done the
I don't
same
have
with
10 minutes.
Expendables 4.
I
Jesus
don't have
Christ.
10 minutes.
Expendable
I'm
4.
I'm on to episode 4 of Shogun.
Is it good?
Absolutely
Oh,
wonderful.
I'll give it a go.
And it's the characters are so well written,
Yeah.
and bad guys, good guys, they're all kind of at it. Everyone's got a fucking little thing. There's no angels in this show, but you know the characters enough after 4 episodes. There's bits of humour in it, and they've earned it. It's funny. It's great. The main guy's Cosmo, something he's called. He was in a film I watched. I think he might be Irish. I might be wrong. Called Good with Horses. It's about a guy. It's a violent kind of guy,
Okay.
and he's the lead in this. And he's so engaging. He's the weirdest guy. His mannerisms are so weird.
All right.
He's
This sounds good.
He's fascinating. He's going to go a long, long way,
Okay,
this laddie.
I'll have
But
to give that a
Shogun,
go.
watch it. The
Don't
costumes.
watch Expendables 4.
No, of course
We're
not.
talking about old computers. The graphics were from a PlayStation 2. It was just,
It's so
you had
cheap.
to see it to believe it.
There's a film
It's so bad.
Steven Seagal did.
Okay.
And Steven Seagal famously, he wouldn't have nudity in any of his films.
Not him.
No long sex scenes. And he liked small sex scenes. He liked to snog, passionately snog. But no sci-fi. Didn't believe in sci-fi.
Okay.
Jean-Claude Van Damme said, I'll get Mars is great, I'll get it out in every film.
Good for him.
Schwarzenegger's like, you need sci-fi for this big man.
Mhm.
But there was a late stage Seagal one where they turned it into a vampire.
A vampire, futuristic vampire thing, but I don't think he knew it was.
No,
Yeah.
he made a film one way and then in post they just added shit.
Wonderful.
And he didn't know.
And I think that's great.
They just stick some fucking fangs on and some blood.
It's so silly.
The film industry is so weird. It's got bizarre.
Of course it has.
It's always been weird, but this drive for content. Again, Tubi, is it Tubi? And you just scan down and it's like, Jesus.
so much. There's too much. I think there's too much. We've only got one text today.
Well, we can watch all of Doctor Who at the weekend, the whole 10 episodes
Oh
if
God,
you
you
want.
don't want that.
But do you prefer binging or do you like it weekly?
Weekly.
100%.
I like weekly. Yeah, weekly.
I
can remember what happened the week before, and I can
You like
enjoy it over time. Yeah.
Well, what's great about Shogun is it's not giving. There's a lot going on.
Okay.
There's a lot of characters and there's a lot of scheming, and it knows you, it treats you like you're not a stupid person.
Well, that's a good thing. I like that.
Betty,
I
I
am
kind
stupid,
of like
so-
like when Game of Thrones was at its peak. I watched it, and I liked it because I pirated it,
All right.
and on the Monday morning
Never
I would
seen it.
always watch it, and I enjoyed that. But Shogun, I like going through. But
You
what I
want
do
to
is
savour it.
I'm not watching the whole
Savour it.
10 episodes. I'm watching two a night.
Do a night.
Perfect.
Well, what I done in lockdown when I downloaded a book,
oh
you had so much time. I'd only do a chapter a day.
wonderful.
Just leave it.
Yeah,
And you
just leave
you
it.
went, oh fuck, I want to read the next bit. Nope.
Yeah, in between masturbating furiously.
That's all I did in 9 baths a day. So okay, my
you,
story.
You were just in a bath.
That's all
pretty
I
much
did.
the whole time.
So I'm coming down.
It's a lot of people keep going on about how lockdown was the best time of their life.
I kinda
It's
enjoyed it.
sad.
It's sad, but I enjoyed
It
it.
couldn't have gone on forever, but it was nice.
I liked the first one. The second one I didn't like.
You didn't like the second one.
I felt
I thought Lockdown Part 2 was my preferred one.
I didn't like
I thought
it.
that was like Empire Strikes Back.
It was like the first one was like this. It was like a mini adventure. Something was
Well,
happening.
you didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You went into your own mind.
Well, I just sat and watched like Netflix and that. I had a great and
Yeah.
played GTA 5. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was coming down the road. How far is it in the car from my house to here? 5 minutes?
You were
Right.
walking down.
No, I was driving. Car pulls out in front of me
Today.
today, this
But
morning.
you told me you'd stopped all this stuff. The angry
Oh
stuff.
no, I have. Car, right, really whizzed in front of me. I
Uh-huh.
hit the brakes, didn't even hit the horn.
Okay, just.
So I'll just keep going. So it was this woman. I went behind her. She's awful wobbly.
Oh.
Thought that bitch is on the phone.
Susan again, is it?
No, she was curling her hair. There was a woman in a car, a BMW, a silver one. You daft cunt! If I ever fucking see you again.
Jesus.
Both her hands up her hair in the mirror and driving and using her elbows and putting her hands down to drive, curling her hair.
I remember going across the
Couldn't believe it.
Tay Bridge and saw a woman doing her makeup. I've seen that happen.
Curling her hair.
Yeah, fucking wild, isn't it?
And the car was really all over the place and she kept drifting out to the middle, almost clipped me,
Silly bastard.
and still quite fast.
Fuck.
Then I get down to almost exactly where you live, and I'm waiting, and I'm looking at this woman in front of me curling her hair. And I'm
Jealously.
doing
You're
it, and I'm
looking
just
at it
like,
jealously.
a wee bit. And I'm not saying anything because I told you I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
And I look to the side of me, and there's a lady with her hair up, junkie-ish.
Yeah, possibly.
In her
Junkie
mid-
adjacent.
Yes, in her mid-30s, late 30s, wearing a pink dressing gown, crying uncontrollably,
Oh, no.
leaning against the wall.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like that. I'm right beside her. So I wind down the window and I went, "Are you okay? Are you needing any help or anything?" And she went, "Am I okay?" And she let a huge fart go and just walked away. Now there's a guy with a dog right behind
The
her, and he
dog.
goes, "Did she just fart at you?" And I went, "Yeah." She goes, "She farted at me down at the bus stop."
The dog flinched.
So I'm looking at this, but she just went up about 20 feet and stopped again, just was crying uncontrollably. Right, so I just
Don't
wound
get
up the window.
involved, yeah.
Yes, I wound up.
You caught that smell in the cab.
But it was just like a poof,
Yeah.
and I wasn't even sure she farted. And when he said, "Did
No,
she fart at
maybe
you?" And I
did.
went,
Maybe
"Yeah."
she did. Maybe it sounds like it could have been like a reality show. You've been caught in a sting.
Well, I wound up the window and I thought, this is symbolic. That window's fucking staying up.
Super
That
glue.
window is staying up forever. I am no
Don't
longer
let people in.
speaking to anyone in
no
the
point.
world. But she was bright
I
red, crying.
No wonder squeezing out those little farts. I watched a thing on YouTube and it's a guy, utter bullshit, and it's been sanctioned by Elon Musk.
What's this?
Is a Cybertruck really bulletproof?
Oh, I've seen people shooting them.
These fucking idiots. And the guy's working for a company. It appeared to be so you can get wheelchairs to people so they can go and hunt.
What?
It's like his company's called Not a Wheelchair. And I
Has
think,
it got tracks on it?
well, possibly. You know these ones where they'll have.
What's going
Have you
on?
not seen the one they have animals tethered so fuckwits in wheelchairs can go and shoot them in the pens?
Ah, I have seen this.
Imagine being in a wheelchair and thinking, I just want to kill. What?
You got one that you could pay online,
Yeah.
and you just put the crosshairs on it and
Grotesque.
kill the animal.
I've seen ones where it's these Americans, often Americans, shooting like an elephant and stuff. It makes me absolutely
That's disgusting.
piss.
I always hear, but the local villages.
No, they don't.
The local
That's all
villages.
a lie.
And it's like,
No.
where are they talking about? South Africa.
Lie,
You know?
lie. The Cybertruck thing. So he's like that. He's got it all set up, and I could tell if he'd got the Cybertruck and then taken the Day of the Jackal with Bruce
Okay.
Willis,
Yeah.
and just went and like fucking riddled the thing. But there was rules.
Oh,
So he had little areas taped off, and they had those wallets you get, those armoured wallets. They're sponsored by them. And then his 9mm rounds, he's like bang, 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 and they're all shooting it, but not going for the glass. And then they open the door and they start firing high velocity rounds through it, and it goes through. But I'm thinking this is sanctioned by Elon Musk. They've not bought this vehicle to shoot it up.
you know what? I want him to put his money where his mouth
Yeah.
is. I want Elon to sit behind the door
And then take a
while I
shot.
get
A bazooka.
an AK-74, even a Chinese version. It doesn't work
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And I'll have a go at him.
I suppose most cars, a handgun, is a chance most cars a handgun will struggle.
No.
No?
No.
From a-
It's very thin metal. A handgun will
yeah.
go through.
Both
A
doors,
lot.
if you're through the...
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't need a bulletproof car.
Because it's like the gun I used to shoot was a 9mm.
Right.
And people, you see them on films, they're not very powerful. You
Still
don't
go
want to
through
get in
you.
its way.
No. Oh, no. You don't want to get in the way of an
But
air
when I
rifle.
went to the States and I shot a 45 for the first time, holy fucking shit, that is a cannon.
Aye. Is
It
that
goes through anything.
Does it? Oh.
Fucking hell. They're
It's a stupid
big
vehicle.
bullet.
How much longer will they be making these things? Because you can't really get one.
Did you see what happened? The accelerator pedal, the cover for it slid up and stuck it under so it would be locked.
Oh.
And do you know how they fixed it? The metal cover on it. They've just put a rivet in it. They've recalled them all and they put a rivet in it so it doesn't slide. The thing's fucking insane. It's a piece of
but
shit.
these are
Do not
pe-
buy them.
These are people that have got rocket ships.
They've got the steering wheel on it is drive-by-wire. There's no connection to the
Yes,
wheels.
they're not.
So if the power goes, you've lost your steering, you've lost your brakes,
You're
you've lost your...
kidding me.
No.
Oh,
And
no.
you can't get in and out the car. And this is a bulletproof car. So if you drive into water and you lose power, you can't get out. People have been moaning about this. Oh, it's dangerous. Fucking shit. Have you seen it? The boot closing. And they're putting
Oh,
carrots in
catches
it.
your-
And just,
Oh, no.
it's... This car
My
is
granny,
terrible.
my dad once closed the boot on my granny's fingers, and they just closed it shut
Yeah.
because it was a British-made car, so it was crap.
They'll just bend.
Just bend,
No,
chop
this,
off your finger. It's
the Cybertruck is a
insane.
piece of shit.
Every day I look online and there's some crazy madcap scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just all these people are so like. There's a guy the other day saying, "No, flying cars are going to be here. It's the future. They're here next year. It's happening."
Here's the
You're like
problem.
that? No, it's not. Have you
We'll
seen
have
the
flying-
thing? It's like got four
Yeah,
propellers.
you can't fly that anywhere.
No.
And here's the thing with flying cars. We'll have them and they're called helicopters.
Yeah.
It was invented years
But
ago.
they're dangerous as fuck.
Helicopters are really fucking crashy. We all know this. It's like they're as crashy as a microlight.
The problem is a guy. I've said this before. There was an open studio here, and there was an old guy here, and there was an RAF guy, and his son was a pilot, an actual jet pilot. And I was chatting to them, and they were remarkably non-royalist for the army. I found a lot of people in the army tend to quite like the royal family.
Yeah.
And they were the opposite. And I says, I'm surprised. Here's one for you guys. I says, why are they all pilots? Because I says, I'm led to believe they're all idiots. Like Prince Andrew's a moron. William's just a fucking pegged bastard. He's a useless bastard.
true.
What? And they says helicopters. And I says, what do you mean? He says helicopters are dead easy to fly.
Oh, there
And I
you
says,
go.
why is that?
So
He
are we
says,
saying now,
yeah,
if you're a helicopter pilot, we know you're an idiot.
Yeah.
It's a self-report.
yeah.
You're a stupid
because-
individual. I agree
No,
with
because
this.
you don't. It's because they're slow.
Yeah.
They're slow. You've got time to think. Jet pilots are fucking on it. You can't be hanging about. You've got to be sharp as a tack. Wealthy people, they never learn to fly their own jet generally, but so many of them have learned to fly. Noel Edmonds can fly a helicopter.
Proof.
Mark, his pal, could fly a helicopter.
He
and
crashed it though. Yeah.
Fucking Colin McRae thought he was the bee's knees
Crashed
zipping
it.
about. Nobody said that enough.
Now, wasn't it because he was flying at night
Showing
or
off.
something?
He's
He shouldn't have
upside down.
been.
He killed children and shit.
Yeah, he shouldn't have
And
been
folk
flying
are
at
still,
night.
I still see them going on about what a legend. No, he's fucking cancelled his legend status. He killed children because he was just showing off. What a prick.
Not
A
a
prick.
prick. And
Don't
idiot
take-
because he was flying a helicopter.
Yeah, an idiot.
So do you
We'll
remember
get, we'll get helicopter pilots slagging us off. But
what
they'll
are they going
admit
to do?
it. They'll admit
they'll
it.
know they're thick. They won't have a computer.
Suddenly here,
They'll still be on the spectrum.
Fucking blue thunder's just hovering outside there. Just,
Oh God! Do you remember it with all its plastic bits added to it?
I
loved
love
that.
Blue Thunder.
Loved it.
Did you love Blue Thunder?
Even the series.
I like Blue Thunder more than Airwolf. I thought it was cooler.
No, I had to go Airwolf.
Did you
'cause
like
I
Airwolf?
loved Airwolf, the music and everything.
Oh, yeah,
it looks
but
sleek.
Blue Thunder looked dangerous, like an insect.
There's a remote control helicopter, and it's a perfect Airwolf, and all works and stuff.
yeah, perfect.
But it's
yeah.
giant. It's like twice the size of this room.
It's got Ernest Borgnine in
And
it.
it travels around doing displays, but it's so big at a distance you couldn't tell it from the real thing. It's really
But
the guy
always,
flies it.
Airwolf always used to have to fight shit helicopters
Yeah, or
because
just
it couldn't fight a jet
well,
because it couldn't keep
the
up.
problem is they had the same footage every week, but they reversed it and stuff to make it look different. So it wasn't
No,
very
Blue
good.
Thunder was like, it looked more plausible. I could believe Blue Thunder.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he just
It
used to
was.
use it to listen to people fucking.
He went outside their windows.
Stealth mode.
Like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
The people that go into Blue Thunder after they got back to base.
Oh my God, the
Roy,
stink.
Roy.
Hey, did you spill bleach in here? Did you notice something as well? And think about this. If you could turn the sound off, why would you turn it on?
I know.
Why would you turn the let's make us noisy as fuck?
How did
So
what button just turns off the sound?
why, so you've got you've got no sound. You get it,
Yeah.
and then you've got the noisy as fuck button.
Bit of the
Why would you
noisiest
put it?
one.
Why would you put that?
Intimidation.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like a Stuka dive bomber made a noise to
oh,
intimidate.
have you had my car overtaking anyone
Is
now?
it like a Stuka dive
Well,
bomber?
I've got roof bars on it, and the roof bars. I've done the worst thing. If you're ever getting roof bars, don't get aero bars because you think they're faster,
Okay.
right? Get square bars because they create a little eddy of air in front of them, and the air goes around them. But these fucking bars,
To the whistle.
they're open. The whistle, it sounds like a Stuka.
Oh.
I was taking our friend to the hospital a few weeks ago, and was driving to Perth, and it was so loud. I saw this guy looking in his mirror. He was in a truck, and he could hear us from about 100 metres away.
He drives into
Like
the
that.
side.
And he was
He
looking, going, what the
runs
fuck?
out of the truck and dives under a bush.
It was deafening in the car.
Oh.
You can imagine outside.
Oh, jeez.
So the whistle, and I can't stop them whistling.
Whistle.
It's fucking, and then because I use them a lot for going to sales, I can't take them on and off. I just leave
What
them
about
on.
Street Hawk?
I like Street Hawk, but Street
Was that
Hawk went
laser?
laser.
Did not have a laser on the front, Street Hawk.
I don't think so. But
What did it do then?
it went 500 miles an hour. But when
it
it,
doesn't seem terribly fast.
but when it jumped, right at 500 miles an hour, it would just go wow. Instead of going into orbit, it
Yeah.
would just fucking do like 20 feet jump.
Was he all made of metal?
No,
No, because he was a stunt guy.
he had a mullet.
No, but they rebuilt him.
Did they?
Yeah, I'm sure he'd metal bits.
I thought the bike
He
was
did.
the star.
He'd a titanium arse.
Oh, possibly.
I was all about Automan.
I loved Automan. He was great.
Cursor. Oh, he was
Cursor.
great,
That was
wasn't he?
brilliant.
He's
Watch
dead,
that
him.
now. It looks,
Dead
is
guy,
he?
I think so.
Oh, that's
Oh, it
good.
looks wonderful. Manimal.
Manimal. Loved all that.
No wonder our generation
Youth.
is so fucked up.
I've thought about something about our youth, and
What?
you will have experienced this. And now
Ah.
I don't know if kids get this now, but say you've got like a school like mine where all the troubled kids were just thrown into one class like mine, and there was a lot of fighting, there was a lot of this, there was a lot of taking drugs and all sorts, glue
He
bags.
needed it. That's his teacher.
Are you going to science? And the first thing that's sitting in front of you is a gas tap.
An acid.
Did you get gas taps?
Oh, yeah.
And everyone would just sit like
Sniffing the
inhaling
gas.
gas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Is
love a Bunsen
Was
burner.
that wise?
Of course it was wise. You need shit like that.
We got the custard powder experiment. They showed us how to make explosives from household goods.
Potassium permanganate.
Well, just custard powder. Boom!
Potassium permanganate.
The roof of
I
the
can make
science
a really
lab,
good bomb.
chemistry was black.
It's difficult to get potassium permanganate as much now.
Yeah, but
You used to just have bags of it everywhere.
yeah, you just go in and get all
Can I
the
get,
stuff.
can
you
I get
need.
all your potassium permanganate? What do you
No
need
problem.
it for? None of your business.
Making a bomb? Go on then.
Okay, go on in. What
There was
harm
n-
can you do?
Especially if you were a kid.
Make fuses and shit.
Yeah, you used to do stuff like
Yeah, I
that.
love blowing shit up.
But you were
And there's
taught this.
At the work, the only thing I've ever enjoyed at the work is putting out a fire thing you do. And they take you up to this white waste ground and they light big fires and then you get to put them out. It's
Oh,
fucking
that's
great
fun.
fun. You just try out different fire extinguishers.
Oh,
It's a whole
God.
day. I loved it.
Oh, I like fire extinguishers.
I do like a fire
I've
extinguisher.
got 2 down the stairs. How many do you
we've
have in here?
We've got a fire
I've got
blanket.
1.
I've got 2 in the house. I bet you most
So
people...
did you run home and get it, or do you have to open 40 locks to run in here and get it if you're on fire
No, I've
there?
got 2 in the house. Oh,
No, here.
Oh, I don't have one in there.
You got to have one.
No, you don't.
Like law, isn't it?
No, nobody's got one in there.
I think you're meant to have
No,
one.
you
That's
don't.
why I put one in
No,
here.
you don't have to have one. I don't know why you added that. I thought, what's he doing?
No,
He's a
you've
bit
got to
overcautious.
have one.
I thought, God, what's going to catch fire in here?
But you've got to
His
have a fire
lightning wit.
extinguisher. Oh,
Yeah.
well, it might be. You've
Okay.
got to have one.
No, you don't. There's no.
If I'm a bit slower
There's
today,
not
I've
one-
been up since 5:30.
There's not one person in this building
I'm
got
feeling
a fire
tired.
extinguisher. That is probably that one there and the one in your studio is probably the only ones. In
I've
the
got
building.
3 in my studio.
Holy fuck! You are quite flammable. That
Well,
crepe paper skin
just
of
my
yours.
urine. But yeah, you've got to have one. You
No,
get a
no,
couple in there.
Nah, I've got a tap outside. Throw
You've
some
got to
water
have a
off.
fire extinguisher.
No,
It's
you don't.
law.
Got it? No, I don't. It's
You
not.
kind of.
It's
Yeah,
not law.
It kind of is.
You don't.
Who told you this? Do you not
Honest-
get a fire
Nobody's
inspection?
got no. No, it's never. Don't get fire inspection.
We do. Well, where's your fire extinguisher? They go
Your-
there and there, and they go
Your
fine.
Your businesses.
And there's the fire.
Your businesses.
You've got. It doesn't matter.
It
These are.
does.
You've got to
No,
have
I
it.
don't.
Of course you
No, you
do.
don't.
Of course you do.
You're so cautious all the time.
Cautious.
Quite nervous. Make me nervous.
I almost had to force you to buy a bike helmet, and you did. And what did you do? You fell off and broke your ribs.
Fell and broke 2 ribs. Yeah.
And then it would have been your
Didn't I?
head as
Didn't I?
well.
No, my head would have been fine.
Ah, see? Hit the cobbles, man.
Hit
Don't
those
ever
cobbles.
go in the cobbles.
You hit it. And it was the stuff off the trees, like the pollen.
Oh, you can't
And
go
it
in.
made a
So
soup,
dangerous.
Made a soup. Oh, it's slippy.
That was beside Dundee High.
Yeah.
A few years ago, middle of winter, I was going away to walk home when I could walk,
Yeah.
and my girlfriend got on the bus.
Uh-huh.
And I went, bye, and I turned.
Fell down.
No, couldn't move. I was
Oh.
stuck on the ice at the railings. And I was like, what
You
the fuck did I
froze
do?
solid.
No, I didn't freeze. I couldn't
Oh, you're
move on
just
the
scared.
ice. What do you think? No, I wasn't
Terror.
scared. I couldn't move because it was icy.
Do you mean
I
you
was going to
couldn't-
fall.
You could move.
There was slipping. No, if I moved, I was going to fall. So I was like, fuck. So I managed to do this tiny 1 millimeter shovel to get to the railing.
Shuffle.
A shovel.
Shuffle.
Did I say shovel?
You said shovel, yeah.
I meant shuffle. And then
I
I got
wish
to the
somebody
railing.
had footage of this.
I got to the railing and it fucking just hung there.
Yeah.
And the railing
Then
was
froze
ice.
onto that.
Well, no, I didn't freeze. I was sliding. I didn't actually freeze like a leaf in the
I wish
the
that
cold.
was on YouTube. Confused Dundee, elderly Dundee man
And I
struggles.
was stuck. I was there for
Did
about
some-
half an hour.
Did some kids come and unstick you?
No, I went along one at a time. But I
Yeah.
kept sliding. My
You're
legs were going out from the wall.
You like that to the wee kid? Could you lift your top up skin to skin so I don't freeze to death?
I half an hour, I got to a bit that was dry.
Half an hour.
Probably more, actually.
Could you not have just went in your arse and just slid off?
Well, that did happen once. I was going into the well gate.
I tripped on the way down here today.
I trip all the time now. It's like, you know, when people get embarrassed when they trip, I just fall now. It's just
You just fall
because
down,
I'm just
that's it.
falling all the
Like
time.
a turtle
So
flying its back.
I go down the back of the well gate. And do you know...
Well, okay, hold on, picturing it. I'm not
the
having
back of the
much.
well
Oh
gate.
yeah, I do know. What
And
you're
on
talking
the north side of it, the east side of it, going down the hill town, you've got the yellow sort of pavement,
about. Yeah.
and then you've got the railing.
Mhm.
I stood on it, and this woman went, no. And as I stood on it, I slipped on my arse.
Oh,
Sheet ice. Kids had been making a slide on the hill town all the way.
oh no.
Couldn't see it. So I just sat on my arse, upright, just watching everyone go by. And I launched myself off the curb at the bottom and landed on the road.
Did you freeze solid onto it?
My arse. I didn't freeze. You don't freeze, you slide. So
I just have
anyway, I
visions of
slid.
you just frozen solid on.
But I was wearing,
Can that scene?
I
at
was
the end of
wearing
the ship?
green combat trousers, so they
Oh.
were dark. It looked like I'd pissed
Pissed yourself.
myself.
It looked like.
So I just stood up and walked
looked like.
home.
I can imagine your face. Can at the end
And
shot?
freeze.
End shot of The Shining. It's just fucking.
Yeah, but
Is that Nicholson?
I
An
know what
icicle
you've
these
got
days.
in your head,
Uh-huh.
and I know how things go in your ears, and they hit the Goron filter, and it turns to shit.
Uh-huh.
But what happened is I just slid. I
And
didn't.
then you
freeze.
froze.
I didn't freeze to anything. I know what's going.
Ken, how-
I know you're going to tell people now that I
Ken-
fucking froze.
Ken, how the old chest freezers? Ken, if you touched the side that was sticky, it was so cold with the frost.
Yeah. Have you ever
And you-
stuck to anything?
Yeah, I have.
Freezing.
Yeah, I've stuck to loads of stuff. The worst thing happened. I saw happen. It never happened to me, thankfully. The outside the social pub. It's now called something else.
Okay.
It changes. But there was a smoking area,
Mm-hmm.
and me and my mate Fran were outside having a cigarette. and watching the world go by. And they had these outside halogen lamps, and they were light plus the heated people.
Okay.
And someone must have went like that and touched it with their hand.
Oh.
And it just had the skin, the dermis.
Oh my God.
And you could smell it like
Oh, that's
horrifically,
serious
horrifically
injury.
hot.
Yeah.
The worst time I burnt myself, I've broken a lot, I've not burnt myself much. Flaming sambugas, or samboogies as my mum calls them.
Samboogies.
Samboogies. It makes sense, Sam, because
Yeah, I
they
kinda
do
like it.
kinda.
Yeah, they cheer you up.
We lit one, and I went like that to put it out, and it stuck right in the palm of my hand,
Oh,
and I
fuck.
pulled it off, and it just burnt a perfect circle.
I got the smallest burn ever, but it fucking hurt. And it was, I was delivering stuff to a restaurant, and I went into the loading bit, and I just touched my arm on this copper pipe, but it was cold.
Oh yeah.
And I took a tiny little
Tiny
bit of skin
little
off.
bit.
Fuck me.
So-
And I went, what the fuck? And the guy went, watch that.
What's
Take your
that?
skin
What's
off.
that? Take your skin off.
Cover it. Cover it.
What do you mean? All right.
If he's saying, watch it, it takes your skin off. This has
Just
happened
put
before.
something on it, yeah.
So anyway, that
That's
made
so
me
British,
mad.
isn't it?
But that, I've had a tiny, tiny burn the
Yeah.
size of a 1 pence, and
Oh.
it hurts like fuck. That's the only one I've had.
Jeez.
It's not good.
No.
The best burn you'll ever see, Andy Peters on live TV.
Oh, I hate that cunt.
And it's an old plasma TV, and he kisses it and goes, and he pulls his lips off it, going, oh, and the skin's left on the telly. Wonderful.
He is odious.
I like him.
No, and I'll tell you why he's odious. They did like a gotcha thing with him, and they had him going round houses. He thought it was a gig, and he's going round houses, and had a woman, flousy woman, came at the door and trying it on with him,
Oh,
and he was so repulsed by it, and he'd no charm, he'd no banter to deal with. He's pathetic,
just had
And then
nothing to give.
nothing to give.
Oh,
Just he
dear.
was repulsed, and because he's a big muscle Mary, and then he did another thing. There was a dog bark, and he was scared by it. The dog was in the house. And then I've seen him doing stuff for Cookery Show, and he's so snide. And you think, all you do is you just shill for these companies in ITV, you useless cunt.
Yeah, I think all he does now
That's
is
all
try
he does.
to
But he's gigantic. He's
do a
on
competition.
he's on the roids. He's roided off his tits.
There was a guy I was at college with, and he was a tiny wee lad, tiny, skinny, tiny. And I saw a picture of him a couple of years ago.
Gigantic.
Huge.
Huge, yeah.
You don't do that naturally.
No, there was a guy who was at
You
school, we
can't.
got a bit bullied, and he got to the gym, and he's massive. But he's the same guy. He's a nice kid.
Yeah.
But he's
Oh,
just-
this person was nice
He's
as well. But
gigantic. A lot of these
huge.
guys that get big, it's bully. It's like nobody, bullied people always get into martial arts.
well, I wasn't bullied and I was into it.
You into martial
No, I
arts?
wasn't
but you're
bullied,
a-
though.
You're an oddball.
But I was very lucky where I was
Yeah,
never
you like
bullied.
martial
I
art.
avoided that.
Yeah, martial
I
art.
was a strange kid, as you could imagine.
No.
But I navigated. I navigated
What?
between all the different groups.
What
and
happened? you've turned the corner.
I was never bullied.
Sorted yourself right. You were never there to be bullied.
I was occasionally there, but in primary or
Right.
secondary,
They didn't- To bully someone, you have to kind of know them.
well, I
it
wasn't there. Yeah, I suppose
Yeah.
that's fair enough.
Yeah, if they didn't know you.
But I didn't have. I like doing stuff on my own, so I didn't keep
Yeah.
friends.
Well, that wasn't your idea. People preferred you to do stuff on
It
your
was
own.
kind of my idea.
People were
I
like, could you just maybe be more of a solitary figure, please?
But if people wanted to sort of bunk off school, they came to the master and asked me how to do it. That was the one power I had,
Okay.
and where to go and what to do, and because they were like, "So how do you get off it? What do you do?" And I'd write them notes, and
Folk who are bunking off school, generally they're the kids you didn't want to be at school anyway.
that's it. I
If
was
they
getting,
didn't really want to be there.
I wasn't wanting to be there. Well, I didn't want to be there. That's why I wasn't there. People thought, "What's he going through at school?" Nothing. There
No,
was
no.
nothing bad at school. I just didn't want to
The
go.
thing is, you could bunk off. School wasn't as important when we were young, I don't think.
No, not at all.
You could, guys,
you could do that.
useless fuckers I was at school with, I don't think they could read a book. Willfully thick people I was in my class.
Mhm.
And they've done perfectly well. They've gone into, they're fine. They're absolutely fine. They go out of school. They were itching to get away from school.
Well-
They immediately got, well, they got a skill. And they were
Yeah,
fine.
that's it. It doesn't affect you.
Now it really does. If you didn't
Right.
have some kind of skill, if you're not literate, you need
Yeah.
to be now. You
Well-
want to get a job now.
When I left school, I went straight into work.
There's
and
an advert on the
it didn't
TV the
affect
other
me
day
at
I
all.
watched that was for mechanics. And
yeah, I saw that.
mechanics is a different gig for what it used to be.
Yeah,
You've got to know computers to a degree. These
ZX Spectrums.
Yeah.
They're probably using Spectrums in the
Yeah.
garage.
Yeah,
Mental.
you're not fixing anything now. It's a sealed unit in the modern car, isn't it?
I have
You
got the
can't tinker.
cheapest, simplest, easiest car on the road,
Aye.
and it.
Can't
and
do anything
you got
with
to do diagnostics
it.
on
Can't
it and
do anything
everything.
with it. Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
wild.
because you look at it and you go, it's just a normal
The pressure
engine. I
on-
could do it. And they're like, oh no,
the
you'll
pressure.
fuck it up.
The pressure on... Ken, we've spoken about this before. You and I are fairly useless people.
Mm-hmm.
Never had a day's hunger in my life. I'm getting by in life. Not spectacular. But there's a lot worse.
Barely getting
But
by at the
Ken,
moment.
it's quite easy to survive, really.
You can, and there are safety nets. And
There's
stuff
a lot
like
of
that.
safety
There are
nets.
things like that. So we're very lucky.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not going to be. I don't want to say out loud that not going to school didn't affect me, because I'm sure it did. But the way I went,
Well, no, there's...
school.
No, but you could have... Something could have happened in your school. Your eyes could have been open to something while at school.
yeah.
That would have taken your life in a different direction.
Yes.
Not necessarily a better direction, but every choice you take in life leads you to where you end up being.
Yeah. I do get that, and I would encourage anyone to do well at school or try their best or get whatever they
It's
can.
all about good.
out
The
of
problem
it.
is you need good teachers, and the
Oh,
problem
we
is,
didn't at the time.
No, but
it was terrible.
Yeah, but a teacher, it's a good teacher.
There's
who can
nothing
turn
worse than having a
somebody's-
drunk teacher at 9 in the morning. That used to.
But
that-
teachers aren't hanging about.
As a 13-year-old, that bugged me.
A lot of the
I used to
people-
think unprofessional.
to be a teacher, a lot of the kind of soft teachers
Mm-hmm.
who might care, the empathetic teachers
Yeah.
who have maybe got artsy, but just all kinds of stuff, they kind of stick it. So
Yeah.
you're left with these kind of
Yeah.
hard, kind of
Because even back then, in the classes I was in,
Weakness.
you would have ate them alive.
eating their
It was
arsehole
just,
out.
it was-
We know people that think they're going to be teachers,
yeah.
and you know they're just going to get their arse eaten. Then the first day, they're
Yeah.
never going to recover.
It's just, it can happen like that. But I don't know. Looking back in the 80s, I never
teachers-
got anything from
I
school
had
that
teachers when I was at school.
benefited me.
I had teachers when I was at school that my father got when he was at school.
Oh my God. Yeah, I
We're
suppose.
still just hanging about. And my dad had thought they were quite old when he had them.
I had a teacher, and he was a fucking delight.
Right,
in
oh,
English.
yeah.
He was a lovely guy. He looked like he was from the war.
Yeah,
Turns out he was a war hero.
yeah, yeah.
And a genuine war hero. When he died,
Yeah.
there was this whole thing about
Yeah,
what he
yeah,
did.
yeah,
And oh, amazing. But he was this lovely, soft guy,
Uh-huh.
and he was ancient. Especially in, when
Oh,
he,
yeah.
and he should have retired years earlier, but he
Uh-huh.
kept going, and he had a heart attack. And one day on this stormy day, lightning, the door opened, and he went, "I'm fucking back." And we all burst out laughing, and that was his way back. He was just funny as fuck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But he was
It's
a
difficult.
lovely,
It's-
lovely
it's-
guy.
It's a difficult thing to do to get respect for kids.
Oh,
If you try to be folks' pal, you're fucking doomed.
yeah.
Kids have got the biggest bullshit detectors going, don't they?
You could always do it. There was one teacher that we got. He was a real.
Geography teachers were always insane. Why is that?
Well, that's funny. We had a teacher, and I'll say his name, Mr. Gorry.
Uh-huh.
And Mr. Gorry, and oh God, he seemed old, but he was probably in his 20s.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? And anytime there was a fight, he just took his tie off and jumped in.
Just,
He was just fucking swinging and kicking and everything. It was amazing. So you couldn't have
he lived for that.
he lived for it. So you couldn't have a fight with anyone on that corridor because he'd run out and start kicking.
But did he take sides or just...
No, he just ladle into everybody.
just-
If there was a girl standing there, uppercut, just everyone got punched.
We had a guy, Mr. Sinclair, he was a geography teacher, and he had his geography mind. He had the whole place mapped out. And he took me out of class in another class, and then he was the assistant headmaster as well. He took me into his office, sat me down, and tried to sweat me a wee bit. Ken, I was like, "What's this?" Can light in my face and stuff. And oh yeah. He says, "What were you playing at in my class today?" And I says, "Nothing." He'd found a piece of rubber, a bit of a razor,
Mm-hmm.
and he'd worked out the trajectory where it might have come from. And my desk was within that range. So he's interviewing everybody to see. I'm kidding you not. That's
Oh
a
my
level of
God.
madness. So he had it charted out. And he had like,
Oh, that's dangerous.
he'd taken a protractor and he'd like mapped
He's
the
killed
area.
his wife.
Yes!
Fucking hell.
But he had a ruler that he taped up and he threatened to hit you, but you couldn't hit anybody, but he was just threatening.
Oh, we were still
He's
at the age where we
fucking
got the belt.
balmy. He was absolutely
day,
balmy.
Before the band, the
You had-
belt.
Oh, yeah.
I got the belt 12
Oh,
times.
Jesus. Just
All from they just go, get out, whack, you fuck. I was bleeding.
But at Sinclair, you'd have the school rules. So your first day at the school, the grammar, you would have to write the school rules.
Oh my God! You're
Everyone
at a different kind of
Everyone
school to
had
me.
to write these out. I can understand, gets in your mind. Sinclair's class, he had the additional Mr. Sinclair rules, which were longer than the school rules.
Do you want to know one of my rules?
It's
We
fucking
did get a
dumb.
rule. We got a rule. My English teacher. This is the words he said. He goes, right, you're older now, secondary. It's your first day. You don't mess around in my class. You know what happens? Punch your puss. You steal anything out of my class. You know what happens? Punch your puss. He says, if I hear swearing in my class, punch your puss.
But
That was my instruction.
That's desperate, though. You shouldn't. There's no need for that shit.
That was my instruction. Within 15 minutes, me and Aki, my best mate, were up the front getting the belt.
The art.
We got the belt on my first hour of school.
The art department. There was stuff to use in collages and stuff. So there was stacks of old magazines, and a member of staff went round them and cut out all the tits.
I don't know what to say about that.
So you do Women's Weekly. You'd open it. Here's Naomi Campbell.
Just
Tits
it
removed.
draws attention.
It draws attention. It makes you want to see tits even more.
Right? And to our
They should
international
have just-
listeners,
first day in school as a teenager, your hormones are going. A teacher should come in with a wheelbarrow
Tits.
full of tits.
everyone's calm.
Everyone get out of the way. Tits all day.
They're sorted.
Oh, kind of like when your dad catches you smoking
I've never done
and he
that.
makes you smoke a packet of
Never had
cigarettes.
that.
Your mum catches you with
Yeah, carry on. No, that doesn't make sense. Don't continue with that.
Cape Ross. His mother found a jazz mag,
All right.
and it wasn't Cape Ross's. He was holding it for somebody else.
Uh-oh.
And rather, the good parenting thing would be you spot it under the mattress and you just ignore
Just
it.
ignore it.
He comes back from school.
You wank 10 times.
It's sat there.
Oh.
It's there accusatory.
Why?
That just causes
that just
people
messes.
hang up.
Yeah,
It
that's
messes
just,
people
don't do
up.
that. So,
Leave people
to our
alone.
international listeners,
A jazz
the
mag.
belt,
He'll be worried I'm speaking about his jazz mags.
because he'll have a big pile of them.
Yeah,
but they'll
but-
all be like Marvel based.
Yeah.
The belt was
The
About-
toes.
about 2 foot long,
Leather with a split.
3 inches wide with a
Yeah.
split in it.
Sore as fuck.
Now, sometimes the teachers would extend this split to make it
even
whoosh,
whippier, yeah.
right, whippier, exactly. But my English teacher had his name embossed on his. So he either had that done himself
That's fetishistic.
or it was given to him as a gift for Christmas.
That's fetishistic.
It was very sexual.
That's very sexual.
I always said any teacher that enjoyed giving the belt,
Yeah.
it was a sex
Yeah,
thing.
it's a sex thing.
You've got, how old were you?
and a
13-year-old kid.
13-year-old laddie.
I was tiny. And on your first hour,
They'd make you go that straight
because
on.
someone, his name was Mr. Grey, and
Uh-huh.
someone rubbed out Aki. He rubbed out the R, and it was Mr. Gay.
Oh, classic.
So he says, who
Tasking.
was it? He says, right. And it just so happened. He goes, right, you two. You
he,
two are
he
gonna
got it
get-
right. He did get it.
He did get it right, essentially. But I got the belt
You get your collateral damage, mate.
because we're just sitting there.
Yeah.
He just chose the first two, and we were
You
at the
did
front.
find it funny though, so you deserve to be
well.
thrashed.
So anyway, I go from there to my next class,
Oh no.
maths.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, "You're a findas, eh? I know your relatives."
Kin. Tribe.
And he said it like that. I know your relatives. Come here.
Oh,
I want to give you a little warning. Put your hand out. Got the belt,
Jesus Christ.
right? This is my first day. First hour. Within that, and then I'd get the belt just continually. Morning, whack. And I used to
Calluses are still there.
no, what happened is it started to split the skin.
Aye.
And it went itchy, and it stayed like that for months and
That's
months.
really.
So when they would wallop you, you
Yeah.
know. So anyway, the ban came in,
There's people that think we should still be hitting bears.
and they went, well, it changed me, because I got the belt, and then one day, I got the belt for no reason, never done anything. Whack, and a fuse burst in my head,
Yeah.
and this voice said, "Never trust an adult again,
Yeah.
ever." And it
Including
was-
yourself.
including
You're an
myself.
adult now.
No, I've never become an adult because
No,
I know
no.
the difference. If I meet an adult, and you know who I'm talking
Oh,
about,
aye,
there's
okay.
people who are adults and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
people who are normal.
Okay.
If I meet an adult now,
Yeah.
the venom that
Ah.
comes out of me, you'll see a side of me that's so different. I'll just go,
Yeah.
they'll speak and I'll just go, shut the fuck up. I hate them.
Imagine going in your
I
class.
hate them.
You're like all day. You're like they're in the tea room with the other staff. How many have you hit the day?
Yeah,
Brian?
and I bet it was like that.
I think my dad said he had one.
They'd walk around
They'd have
on
it
their shoulder.
No, but they wore capes.
Yeah, no, we had that, and they'd
they
wear it
would
on the
have it on
shoulder.
and they'd whick it out. Yeah.
I've had
Hold
it
on a
across the
minute.
neck.
So that meant
I've had it across the
when
arms.
they were at teacher training college, they were getting taught how to do it. There must have
Yes.
been classes in it.
We had 3 teachers that would wear the capes, and they had it over their shoulder. And I remember one guy had this. They were tan coloured, but one guy had a red one.
Oh, that's sex.
It's
as well.
sex. And he would go
You-
like that, whack,
know
and
how-
you'd get it on the face,
Yeah.
on the neck.
Have you know? It could have blinded somebody.
Yeah.
Have you know? Can how in America, their police department, they'll have to test out mace to see if it's
Yeah.
efficient. Does that mean those guys got belted?
Oh,
In the
God,
training
and
thing.
that's just turned them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the classic thing in the public schools, they had the cane.
Oh, my God.
I think you got the cane when you're paying money for your education.
Now, here's the thing. I've said this to people, and it didn't get brought up with sort of this corporal punishment. And they said, why'd your parents know anything? You didn't tell them.
No, because they'd have given you hiding as well.
Well, no. My dad would have killed anyone that hit me, but
Aye.
I was in trouble. I felt I was in trouble.
Yeah,
and if I
yeah.
told them, I'd be
That's
in...
grooming, man. That's
Yes.
how it works.
Yes. I was in this world of... And then I've said to people, were you ever abused as a kid, physically abused or anything? They go, nope. Then you wait a bit and you say, did you get the belt at school? Oh, Christ, I used to get the belt every day for nothing. And they don't recognise
That's to keep you in your
an
place.
adult hitting a child with a
Yeah.
leather belt as abuse. And I'll say to that people now, they go, I wasn't abused.
I don't think that
It's abuse.
I take
abuse.
it the belt stopped when the kids got a little bit bigger. They did, because some of the Fairman laddies I was at school with, fuck.
You only got the belt. Well, I got
Okay, when
banned.
you were 18,
I think 86 it was banned.
A teacher's taking a risk striking an 18-year-old
Yeah.
laddie.
But
17.
no, I was one teacher. I was in metalwork or something, and he would always have this bit of wood, and he'd poke you,
Oh.
and he got me right in the stomach, and I went, "You fuck!" and I had a hammer, right, and he got the bit. I didn't do anything. I just had the hammer, but I went, "You fuck!" and I don't know if it was in my eyes, a tiny wee kid, and he went like that. Okay, I won't do that again. Fair enough. Just like that.
Aye, because he'd pushed it a wee bit.
And he went like that. Okay, I won't do it again. Fair
what's
enough.
that film
And-
with Malcolm McDowell? If they
Yeah.
they take over the school, started slaughtering all this.
Oh God!
There's so much anger. You did teachers got in your tits. Some of them.
But
are
you're angry young. You're too young for angry young men.
Yeah.
But it's in there.
yeah, it's in there.
And I was holding a hammer, a wee tiny hammer.
A wee.
But I think it was in my eyes more than anything. Where he went, okay, I can't do that
You're
anymore.
so small. It looked like maybe that's why you're doing all the Viking shit now,
Yeah,
because you're doing a big hammers,
I'm doing a lot of big hammers,
big hammers,
big axes,
big war hammers and
big
axes,
axes and stuff.
big wallopers.
But I always thought it's the way it was in my eyes. He went, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
You can do it to a point, and that's what you just said. There's a point you stop
Yeah.
it, and then some wee bastard's going to stab you.
People who are tendencies towards children,
Mm-hmm.
they're very good at spotting the ones that won't say anything. That's
Yes.
that's the secret sauce.
Yes. There was one teacher who would touch kids.
Yeah.
But the kids he touched, you kind of knew that would be the kids he
Yeah.
touched. Do you know what I mean by that? It's
There
like
was a-
radar. They could...
That's why they often went to that's why fucking old Savile was so involved in charity stuff. He'd access to schools where the kids were not Borstals but troubled kids.
Yeah.
He knew nobody'd fucking believe them. But then the private schools, wealthy people were sending their kids there and they were getting fucked rotten.
Oh, my God.
The big private schools up north. There was Aberlour.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to a podcast about that. It was fucking horrific. And the parents would eventually discover what was going on. A few of them did go. They just moved the teacher to another school. There was one lad, a teacher, and this wasn't an all-boys school, and he would take 4 lasses out into the hills by himself. And each night, a different girl would get a chance at the tent with him.
That's unreal.
Now
Do you
that-
want to...
that's not that long.
Have I
ago.
told the story about the minister that was a part of the
It took-
family?
Oh.
Okay, right. It wasn't my family. It was the girl I was going out with years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know this, but there was accusations made against them. and they said, "Could you drive us up to the house because we've had quite a disturbing phone call?"
Oh my God.
So I went, "Yeah, go up." So we'll all go in the house, and along the mantelpiece there's loads of notes, and it's all what his stuff's to be left to, and his suicide note. Like, fuck. So look around the house. So one of them went upstairs. There's nothing there and all that. So big, huge police thing looking for this guy. He's went to kill himself, the minister. And it turns out he was actually in the house upstairs. They'd looked in the room and not noticed him in the bed, and he'd overdosed. Right?
Good policing.
Good.
Good
Well,
solid.
that was
good
this.
solid
The girl I was
policing.
going out with, that was her mother. So she's sort of stupid, you know.
Yeah.
So
Was he dead?
no. So they got him, all this sort of thing, right? Then I heard about the accusations, and they were quite extreme,
Long standing.
over 50 years.
Oh jeez.
Do you know what they done? They just got him and they moved him to a new place in Edinburgh, like it never happened. Like it never happened.
That's
I don't actually know
That's
how,
repulsive.
because I'd never
Well,
went
the-
out with that girl much longer,
The-
but I don't know what
The Catholic
happened.
Church used to move people to America,
Yeah,
and then they would start fucking bairns there as well.
it's fucking.
Imagine
it's the
still
stuff in
being
nightmares.
religious. And this isn't like the Catholics have had their time in the sun. Everybody's like accusing them of stuff. All religions, like the Jehovah Witnesses,
Oh,
there's
that's
shit going
all.
on.
Yeah, that's going on at the moment. yeah.
Islam, there'll be shit going on.
Everything.
There's wee boys getting fucked in some places.
And do you know what it is?
It's just
It's
yeah.
people moving into these things to get access.
It's
terrible.
it's religions where sex is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you make something a taboo, that's what people are going to fucking do. The problem with priests is, are you telling me they're not knocking each other off at their seminaries? They're
Oh,
all young
yeah.
men. They're all masturbating to
that's-
fuck.
Yeah, that's just
That-
the noise of.
it
Oh,
must be
God.
shocking. They made a big seminary somewhere in Scotland, just made out of concrete. That concrete
That's not
started rusting
concrete.
within a week. Just jizzed up the walls.
That's not concrete. And let's not end it on that down note. Liz, I want to hear from your time at school the one good thing that came from it. One. You go.
One good thing. My art. See, I like art, but my art. Well, Mrs. Boland.
Mm-hmm.
She was a wee woman with a wee short neck. She was very good. She kind of showed you what lovely art could be. And a teacher called Dr. Malcolm,
Mm-hmm.
and he instilled a love of books. The rest of them, not so much. It wasn't a very good school.
Mr. Henry, techie teacher.
Yeah.
We
No,
built,
no, sorry.
we built him a coffin.
Techie teachers could be quite good, I'll be honest.
We
with
built him a coffin.
you. Yeah.
And one of the kids in our class was hit by another teacher. And this teacher, in front of everyone, fucking walloped him. The guy was 5 foot tall. And he went, "You hit one of my laddies." Wham.
That's pretty
Amazing.
Good. Pretty good.
Amazing.
Our gym teachers
Teach
are-
violence.
Our gym teachers were a bit wacky. I remember a time, the first day at school, at the high school, and they had us along, and they're like, right, that's gym. Nobody had their uniform.
Yeah.
Gym kit. And they're like, you have to do them in your pants.
Yep. Yep, that was it.
And you're like that. I can remember at the time being really affronted by this.
Mhm.
This isn't fair. Because as a child, you know what fairness is.
Oh, it was
And I thought, this isn't
it's abuse. It's a
this isn't
sexual thing.
fair.
It's a sexual
Wh-
thing.
Why are you doing this? Why do you have to? Why could you not come up with something?
I- Yeah, no, I get that.
It's
as
a hard
well.
job being a teacher because you're fucked. Because at least back in the day, parents would maybe side with you if your kid was being a bit of a twat.
Yeah.
They don't say bad parents, bad teachers. The kid's in the middle now. Nobody's believing anybody.
Oh, it's not
Oh.
good. Ladies,
Yeah. Oh well.
ladies and gentlemen, that
So
was...
you weren't angry today. That's good.
No, I wasn't.
Save your anger for tomorrow.
Oh, don't. We're going to
Tomorrow,
need it. We're
this
going to need the anger.
This is good. We're not going to say what's happening,
No.
but we are taking a step up. We are.
The podcast is...
Yeah, we've decided. This is us casting off we're climbing out the chrysalis.
Yes.
We're about to unfurl our beautiful
I'm
wings.
nervous about it because
Anything could happen.
I like in here.
Anything could happen.
But this is your
Anything
idea.
could happen.
This is all your...
Anything could happen.
all to blame.
I'm hoping something terrible happens.
It will. What
Yeah.
we're doing. Ladies and gentlemen,
You
join
should
us
all
on
be.
Patreon.
You should all be on the tenterhooks.
Ladies and gentlemen, join us on Patreon.
That's
Where
so
you can
fizzy.
You just shut the fuck up. Join us on Patreon. It doesn't matter. You know what to do.
Aye.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. tomorrow.
Are you
yeah.
ready?
You were ready.
Oh,
Have
shit.
we got those vests? Those
Oh.
stab vests?
No, I gave mine away.
Shit.
Sean's away with it.
Don't
Mrs.
wash.
Holly's away with it.
Don't wash.
Mr. Holly.
Don't
Sorry,
wash.
Sean.
Don't wash in the morning.
Oh,
Because if we smell, we need to blend in.
yeah. Like
because
zombies.
if we stand
Got a rubber
out,
self-
rub ourselves with their guts.
The guts.
Yeah, guts.
Jesus.
Oh well.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You may not hear from us again.
No,
This
there's a
could be the last one
possibility.
ever. Could someone, Chris?
Chris,
Could you take the archival material?
hundreds
Could
of
you
hours.
build a statue somewhere and put everything in there?
Us to go in the centre of
In
it.
the centre and leave it for
Future-proof it.
future people, yeah.
They need
we,
it.
We could be gods in a
You've got to
thousand
remember,
years.
we are the people's podcasters.
Yeah.
Eh?
The
That's
pod
pretty good.
the pod people's podcasters.
And as always, it ends on a whimper. Later.
Ta-ra, ta-ra.